जय श्री माता जी। हम श्री माँ के समस्त पूरे हृदय से नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। We will bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji and take bandhan. तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र। अब हम अपना दायां हाथ धरती माँ पे रखेंगे। We'll keep our right hand on the Mother Earth. और श्री माँ से प्रार्थना करेंगे, श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे हृदय चक्र में आइए कृपा करके आपके श्री चरण कमल हमारे हृदय चक्र में स्थापित कीजिए। Mother, please come in our hearts. Kindly establish your divine lotus feet in our hearts. श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे अंदर शुद्ध इच्छा स्थापित कीजिए। Mother, please provide us with pure desire. अब हम अपना दायां हाथ गोद में लेंगे और बायां हाथ आकाश की ओर करेंगे। We'll take our right hand back on our lap and left hand towards the sky. और हम श्री मां से प्रार्थना करेंगे, श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे चित्त को शुद्ध कर दीजिए, जागृत कर दीजिए। Mother, please make our attention pure and enlightened. श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे अंदर के विचार व भविष्य की चिंताएं हमसे दूर कर दीजिए। हमारी पिंगला नाड़ी को शांत कर दीजिए। Mother, please remove all the thoughts and futuristic plans from within us. अपना बाएं हाथ गोद में रखेंगे और अपना संपूर्ण चित्त सहस्त्रार चक्र पर ले आएंगे. We'll take our left hand back on our lap and bring our attention on the Sahasrara Chakra. अब हम श्री माता जी से मांगेंगे, श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे अंदर संतुलन स्थापित कीजिए. Mother, please establish balance within our subtle system. श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमें निर्विचार अवस्था प्रदान कीजिए. हमें ध्यान की गहराई प्रदान कीजिए. श्री माता जी, please establish thoughtless awareness within us. Let us enjoy the depth of meditation, Shri Mataji. चित्त को सहस्त्रार चक्र पर रखते हुए ध्यान की इसी अवस्था में हम श्री मां की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे. We will now listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
India. My next guest worked with Gandhi, but she's here in America now to help us find what she calls self-realization. Stay tuned. I think you're going to find this very interesting. Her name is Shri Mataji. Did I say it okay?
It's good.
It's actually longer than that, but we're not even going to try that. I've just got to ask, was Gandhi anything like the actor who portrayed him in the movie?
Oh, very much. Very well done. The only thing was the style of talking of Gandhi was rather more Indian. This fellow was over brilliant, I think.
Over brilliant?
And he would answer everything in such a alert way. And Gandhiji was a very slow speaker. That's
It took him longer to come out with that wisdom.
Yeah, that's it.
That's funny. But they portrayed him as being so perfect, like a saint.
Yes.
Is that true?
They have done very well. And the lady who has worked it out, I know her very well. She's a very intelligent woman who did all the dress up and all that. She's a very intelligent woman. They chose her well.
But wasn't there anything that ever got him angry, or?
No, he used to be very angry. That's a wrong conception. He used to be very angry with people who would make money and try to cheat others and would not be sincere. He used to be very outspoken about it. Very outspoken.
He had lots of good things to say. What exactly did you do with him?
You see, I was a little child of 7 years when I stayed with him. And he was very fond of me. He used to call me Nepali because my face has some Nepali features. And actually he found out that I was a very different type of a child. And sometimes he used to discuss with me some things which we would not discuss with a child of 7 years. Like he would ask me, what should I put for my prayers? Which should be the first, then the second, which one should come second? Like he knew that I knew something about spiritual life.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. First, I think we should start at the beginning. Explain what you mean by self-realization.
You see, within us is placed the reflection of God Almighty, which is the self, which is the spirit, which is placed in your heart. Now, when Christ or anybody has said that you are to be born again, it was not any artificial sort of a baptism, but it was a real happening within us of a power which is placed in the sacrum bone to rise and to get you connected with the whole. So this is what, when it happens, then you become actually first connected to the spirit, which is connected to the whole. And that's how you get connected with the whole primordial being. That was the thing.
Do you have to understand yourself first?
Me, myself, no.
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 You just...
I knew it.
But if somebody at home watching wants to, what's the first step? What should you do?
It is spontaneous. It is not mental projection. It just happens automatically. It's something like a candle which is not yet enlightened can be enlightened by another light or another enlightened candle. It's just like that. So you don't have to do anything. You are just ready. If they put their hands towards me even now, just watching me, they will start feeling after some time a kind of a cool breeze in their hand blowing. And that is the thing that has happened.
Okay, what do you suggest? What should they do? Oh,
just put your hands towards me like this. Now you are a very hard-working lady and futuristic. So your right hand is more active and the left less. So what you have to do is to put left up there and the right will start working. Now another thing you have to do is to forgive people.
Well, yes, I know that.
You must forgive. And that's the thing is lacking a little bit. You must forgive. Because it is a myth. When we say we don't forgive, what do? We really torture ourselves, don't we? The other person whom we don't forgive doesn't feel anything bad about it. On the contrary, we are playing into the hands of that person, isn't it? So it's a myth. So just you have to forgive and then you start feeling the cool breeze in the hand. That's the all-pervading power. You started, yes?
And people at home, what will they feel?
They would also feel the same way. They'll also feel the cool breeze coming out of their heads. That's what happened.
Well, not in this room, but oh, yes.
Yes, it's there.
You're
coming from within.
Try that. Try that at home.
It happens.
It's really there. Ooh, this is spooky. All right, so, but how do you use it? All right, so say...
So now you have become the spirit. Now you manifest your own power. Like the gentleman who was here before was saying, I must know myself. But you don't know who you are, what you are. Now by this, now you will know that you are made up of a very fine instrument within yourself. And you have got 7 very subtle centers, you see, which work out in two ways. First of all, you will know what's the problem with you, because on your fingertips you will start feeling the problem, and I can decode it by saying that there are 7 centers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 centers, all right? And on this hand the same way. Now this is the hand of emotional side, and this is the hand of your mental and your physical side. Now if you have any physical problem, you can feel it on your fingertips. Now if you know how to solve it, it's all right, any disease, anything, are nothing but the permutations and combinations of these centers going to the extremes, or being exhausted, or some sort of a damage done to these centers. But when this force rises, she nourishes them. Is the mother, is the feminine within us, which rises and which nourishes, which soothes, which gives you that peace.
Well, let's take this a little more practically, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I've had a little bit of a kidney problem.
You have, I know. I was about to say.
Well, all right, what would I do about that?
It's very simple. You see, you put your hands like this towards me now. You see, your kidney problem comes from the center called Swadhisthana. Now you'll feel a little bit here. If you feel, see, even you can see, virtually, see, this looks healthy, this doesn't look that healthy, don't you see so? And
What am I looking for?
You see, you are looking for, you feel a little, see this swelling, and you feel a little heat there. Do you feel a little heat when you are getting the cool breeze?
Yes.
So that's the heat, that's suggestive.
Heat is there.
Now this also is suggestive. Even this kidney is not alright, but this center deals with the kidney and other organs like liver. It deals with your pancreas, with your spleen, and part of your intestines, uterus also. So you see, you must know how to make them out. Now what you have to do is to, at this center is a deity, what we call is the creator. The creator is sitting on this one. So you have to request the creator that he should now cure you. That's what we call as the mantras. Now, because now you are connected, you can ask. Before
Well,
that,
is it basically just asking God?
yes, of course, of course. It's the aspect of God.
Is it just like saying a prayer?
Of course, but when you say a prayer, you are not connected. Now you are connected. Now you should know where are which deities are placed, where is Christ, where is Moses, where is Abraham. All of them are placed within ourselves, and how they denote here. Now you are connected, and now if you ask, they help you, and that's how you cure people without much trouble.
One thing I wasn't quite sure of, how was I connected?
Because now the thing has started blowing in your hand. That is the proof now here.
Oh, because I
feel-
believed.
Yes, no. There's nothing to believe. It is within you, that power. It is all spontaneous. It rises. It's a living process of a living God. That's all. You have to become that. You see, this is not a mental projection. Like now the women think that if they become the men, they'll be all right. And men think they have to become the women. It's all pendulum moving like this. Actually, in your spiritual ascent, you move spirally. At a higher level, you come up. And that higher level is where you become the spirit. And you become, where you become a different personality. It's a transformation. But in the beginning, you have to go slow, establish it, understand it. Then you start manifesting your own powers.
Okay, well, say tomorrow, you'll be gone tomorrow. What do I do to get it back?
All right. Now for that we have a center here in Los Angeles, Luckily. I've been here twice now. I came in 1970, but they wouldn't listen to me. They said I must take some money, how many Rolls Royces I've got, all sorts of things, you see. That was amazing.
I know, yes. Sri Mataji does not ask for any money at all.
How can you pay? What can you pay? Just how it happened to you. How much will you pay me for this? It's absurd, isn't it? It's a living process. You don't pay any money to the Mother Earth for sprouting a seed, do you? It's absurd, it's illogical, but I don't know why people are so much enamored by that. It's a thing, they think they can purchase a guru, they can purchase God, they can organize God. We have to be humble.
We have to be humble, yes. That's important. And you, well, that means don't always put yourself first, right?
Yes, you must
do for others.
Ask. You just ask for it. You have to just ask for it. It works out. But before this, if you try to do, say, for example, like a missionary work or anything, it is all outside. And it drops out in no time. But now, supposing people say, Mother, thank you very much for curing me, and so I just laugh. Because, you see, this is just like my finger being sick, all right? Who is the other? Now, my finger is sick, so I rub my own finger, and there's no obligation. Neither I feel they should feel obliged, because if you are part and parcel of me, nobody is the other. Because you become collectively conscious. You become, again I say, it's an actualization. It is not just talking. It just happens to you. Because you are just ready, you get it.
Okay. I read an article where you told the reporter not to think so much. Do Americans tend to think too much?
Oh, too much they think. But it stops. Because, you see, a thought rises and falls off. Another thought rises and falls off. Either you live in the past or in the future, more futuristic. Americans are more futuristic, but some can live with the past and some can live with the future. Now, in between that thought, there's a little gap. And that gap widens when this force rises. And you stay in the present. And then the dynamism of the present you see the whole thing just like a new dimension within you, and you start enjoying every part of it.
Well, it's fascinating. I don't know that we really were able to cover it. I mean, to say enough for people to really understand.
It's a very wide subject.
It is.
And I must have spoken at least 1,000 lectures must be there in London, and so many thousands. But the main thing is, once you become that, you become yourself the knowledge. You yourself know everything. Like I was once traveling with a gentleman on a bullock cart, and the fellow was just uneducated, and he started talking like a prophet, like a saint. I was so surprised. The whole knowledge was within him. He started saying like that.
Well, thank you very much for being with us.
May God bless you. Thank you very much.
We're going to give you an address if you would like further information. Here's where you can write for Sri Mataji. It's a rather interesting concept to think that we have a lot of power within ourselves to heal ourselves and to solve our own problems. And I think that's basically, what we were saying here. But thanks so much for being with us tonight. Remember, until next time, the only real success is living the life which you've imagined. Good night.
I have with me a very, very special lady. Her name is Sri Mataji, and she developed the Sahaja Yoga. First of all, welcome to Numbers and You.
Thank you very much.
Here, when we had Kanya on, he talked about the Kundalini and the energy and whatnot. But before we get into that, what led you into the path to follow the spiritual pursuits that you have and even develop the yoga system?
See, Kundalini Yoga is not a modern thing. It's a very ancient thing, was used in India many times to give realization to people. But at that time there were very few seekers of truth and very few people got self-realization. Any discovery, when it is not made collective, it is of no use. And those people whom we call as saints or people who have spiritual powers are all who have got self-realization. So I thought that in these modern times, people are in such a hurry for everything, they have no time to sit down and meditate. So find out a method by which you give them a quick awakening of the Kundalini.
What is the difference between yoga and meditation?
There's no difference at all, because yoga means your union with the divine power, which is all pervading.
Union with the divine power?
Yes, that's real yoga. Others are just physical and things like that.
Okay.
But real yoga means that. And the difference is that the people who are doing any kind of other yoga must know one thing, that everything is built in within you, like in the car. Unless and until you ignite the car and start it, no use moving the wheels or moving the steering. In the same way, when there is no awakening of the Kundalini, when this union is not established, it is not advisable at all to move other things like your centers with something artificial, because it harms.
It harms?
It harms.
Okay, let me ask you this. There are many forms of yoga, hatha yoga, other forms. You developed Sahaja yoga. How did you develop it? I mean, how is yours different from the other forms that is practiced?
As I told you, Sahaja means born with you. Yoga means the union with the divine is the right. But The difference is just in understanding that Hatha Yoga, for example, if you read the whole book of Patanjali, you will be surprised that it's a very wee bit of it is exercises. And these exercises, according to him, should be only used when the Kundalini is awakened. This power within you is awakened, not before that. But people have just started using those exercises even before that. So all these things, even Raj Yoga and all these things are built-in things within us which work out the awakening of the Kundalini and the actualization of your realization, which is actualization of your baptism, because the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost start coming out of your fontanelle bone area and you feel absolutely relaxed. You, on your fingertips also you can feel the all-pervading power. And when you develop it properly, then you can cure other people, you can cure yourself mentally, you absolutely become peaceful, and all the time this energy is flowing in you of love. So you become very dynamic as well as very compassionate. And this is the last breakthrough of our evolution. So far we are human beings, but at this human level we don't understand or don't feel the absolute truth. That's why there are differences. But once you feel that absolute truth on your central nervous system, which is also called as Bodha or is called as Vida in the Vedas, if you feel that, then there's complete integration and you understand that you are part and parcel of the whole. Not mentally, but your being becomes part and parcel of the whole. This new dimension of awareness awakens within you.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It seems that people on average are just physical. If they can't touch it, if it doesn't have a dollar sign at the end of it, what are we talking about? But not understanding that there are things that transcends much higher levels.
Yeah, and not only that, but now, for example, we say that Christ was the Son of God is absolutely a fact and the truth. But now we can prove it, because if you put your hands after your realization and ask a question, was he the Son of God? You start immediately getting very cool breeze. But if you ask about somebody else who is a hypocrite, you might get little burning, you might even get a little blister for a while. So you know that this is not the truth. So you know your truth on your central nervous system, and it's also described in the Quran that at the time of resurrection your hands will speak very clearly. But I don't know what they're doing.
That's interesting, the hands will speak.
Yeah, your hands will speak. Very clearly said. But people do not open their minds to that, they don't pay heed to it, and they are just satisfied with whatever little things they are doing in the name of spirituality. As a result of that, you get rid of most of your diseases, most of your bad habits, and you become a very dynamic and a beautiful person.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, of course. It is good for everyone.
Let me show you. With the press kit I got this interesting photo, and for those who can't see on Radio Land, but if you were to look at this, at first I thought this was the stage of the Apollo Theater, you know. But this was done in Australia.
This is the?
This photo here was in Australia when you had all the people sitting there. They had their hands raised. What was happening then?
That is what they are saying, that they all felt the cool breeze on their hands. When I asked them, did you feel the cool breeze after the session of that? They said, yes, we all have felt it. So they have put all their hands up to say, yes, we have felt it. All of them. This is in Australia, and it has really spread very much in Australia, also in Russia. Russians are tremendously wise people, I must say.
Well, it's interesting because looking at it, you've done this in Hong Kong, you've done this in Malaysia, you've done this in Egypt, Saudi Arabia. It seems as if you've taken this all over the world.
Yes, it's true. I'm working in 40 nations.
You're working in 40 nations?
Yes, 40 nations, and it's working very well. And these people who get it, who become that, can enlighten other people. So I don't have to work myself. They can do it. If you get it, you can also do it.
Well, the one thing I must say about Shrimataji is that her workshops are completely free. Is that correct?
Of course. Or you can't pay. You can't pay for all these things. It's wrong. If you think you can pay for it, then you must know it must be some false person who is doing it. You can't pay for God, you can't pay for divine. It doesn't understand money. Money is our headache, not of divine.
Yeah, I like that. And let me say this too. Tonight, because she's only in this country until tomorrow. Tomorrow you leave. What nation are you going to after tomorrow?
I'll have this, I'll explain to them what is the Kundalini, where it resides, and how it works, what are the advantages, and then I will give them self-realization.
So all of this is tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is tonight, Thursday, June the 7th at 7 p.m. at Terrace on the Park at Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And we're going to give out the information. And one thing it says in the bottom quite clearly, it is free and open to the public.
Of course, it has to be free. It has to be free, one must understand. This is living process. Like we have to sow the seed, what do? We sow the seed has the quality to sprout, and the Mother Earth has the quality to make it sprout. We don't pay to Mother Earth, do we? It's a living process. How much did we pay to become human beings from amoeba stage? Nothing. So why should we pay to become a superior personality?
Okay, good. One thing you were saying that Sahaja Yoga meditation provides a unique opportunity to receive the tangible experience of one's deepest self. So, and actually, this is a form of self-realization where one gets deeper into themselves to get a direction of what their purpose, aim, goal, or destiny is in this life.
That's what Christ has said, you have to be born again. But it is not an artificial certificate you should take, I'm born again. It's not that. It's reality. It's a reality that you become empowered. You must have the power.
Well, you know, it's interesting you said that because there is this thing now of a lot of born-again Christians.
They are all artificial, I must say.
They are artificial?
Yes, they are not. Because, you see, if you are born again, then you have the power to give realizations to others. And you become very compassionate and wonderful people. Because this way we can all certify ourselves and everybody thinks no end of themselves. You see, like if you ask the Jews, they'll criticize the Christians. If you ask the Christians, they'll criticize the Jews. And the Muslims will criticize like that. But actually, if you see that, whatever all these great incarnations and all these great prophets have told us is absolute truth. But we have deviated and we have made it more man-made. That's why all these problems. If truth is one, why should we have differences?
Yeah, you know, this is what baffles me, especially when we talk about in the name of God. There are right now about 48 different wars taking place throughout the world. Majority of them are in the name of religion or God. That seems a contradiction.
The religions have become all money-oriented or power-oriented. It's not, they are not spirit-oriented. That's why. But, you see, one has to get over the conditionings of these and must see for yourself that the religion is within yourself. Like Christ had no religion, what religion he was born with, you can say. In the same way, you have to be born with religion that is within you and innate, which you just, such people don't do anything wrong. They don't do anything that is not righteous.
No, that means we got to get on the righteous path. Then.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be in everyone's best interest to do that.
Of course, everyone is quite capable to get it because you are a human being. But how many will come to Sahaja Yoga, I don't know. Especially in America, people are very conditioned, I think. I don't know, they have taken to all kinds of false gurus, false things, but not to Sahaja Yoga. I've been coming here for the last, I think, 18 years. But the movement is very slow, but in some countries it's very fast.
This is a very materialistic society, you know.
Yeah. But materialism also to be understood through Sahaja Yoga is much better, because then you understand what the value of materialism is. You see, the way we are mad after materialism, we have created ecological problem, this problem, that problem, we have no balance. But then you develop a balance and you know what is real materialism.
Because here it seems as if you either have to have the dollar bill, the car, the clothes, and it's all material. But if they were all wiped out, what does one do?
But they have everything. Still they are not satisfied. That means it's not the pure desire. If it was a pure desire, you would have been satisfied. But you are not. Today you want to have a house, tomorrow you want to have a car, day after tomorrow you want to have an aeroplane. It goes on from one to another. So you have to have the pure desire. The pure desire is the power of Kundalini. That gives you the pure desire, whether you know it or not, is to be one with the divine.
That sounds like once you've achieved that, you can go anywhere on this planet Earth.
Pardon?
Now, I says that it seems that once that is achieved, what you just said,
Yeah.
that one has the power to go anywhere on this planet Earth without any fear or worry of any of these things.
See, the only thing is that we have so much of plastic, so much of all nonsensical things that we are using, which is not necessary. We are using unnecessarily many things because we go into competitions or we want to try everything because we have choice and freedom. But once you have this, you are sensible enough to know what to buy, what to have, and you don't want to accumulate all kinds of junk with you.
Well, let me ask you this. Being in the United States, I know that people probably says, well, if you give all these things free, how do you pay your rent or how you buy food? Or, I'm saying it from a skeptical point of view, knowing the mindset. And what is your response to people like that? That when you give something like this that's open and free to the general public, and they say, well, how do you buy food? How do you buy clothes? What is your response to that? Buy clothes. In other words, you need money to buy clothes in America. You need money to buy food
No,
in
you
America.
get all the money that you want, after all. You see, all the affluence also comes from divine. Actually, that kind of affluence we have is a blind affluence. But whatever you need is supplied for. After all, you see, the divine force looks after you. And you don't have to worry about anything whatsoever. You are all looked after. You always hit the jackpots.
Well, that's interesting because in the United States, there are a lot of jackpots that they want to play.
Yeah, I have hit also. And many have hit. Those who have been in Sahaja have hit jackpots all the time.
Really?
Yeah, very many. You see, they have become big industrialists, big artists, they have become very great painters, and they have achieved great names and great politicians. I mean, they have all gone so much that it's impossible for them to even believe that how could they achieve all these things.
Yeah, just through spiritual
Because your
awareness.
personality becomes so dynamic.
Well, let me say this. Our time is up, Shimataji, and I want to let everyone in the country again, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you will get an opportunity to see her tonight. It is absolutely free and open to the general public. And you come and see her in person at Terrace on the Park. That's 52-11 Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And the phone number, if you'd like to call for further information, is area code 718-520-0175. That number again is 718-520-0175. Sister Mataji, when are you returning to the United States again?
I will definitely next year, definitely.
Sometime next year,
Yes,
huh?
and I would like to be here for more time because I think America is a very important country and Americans are even more important. They must know their responsibility.
But it seems like there's so many little things that we're off into, the racism, the prejudice. Then we have all kinds of communicable diseases from AIDS to herpes to syphilis, all of that. Does any of that have an effect because of the way people think and behave in this country?
I had told them about these things. I told them in 1973 when I came here very clearly that you'll get AIDS and you'll get all these diseases, and they were very angry with me for that. And they wouldn't listen to me, and all kinds of false people came here and they just liked them because they were exploiting their weaknesses.
But this was in 1973, you said?
73. Then I was quite shocked the way people were so simple and vulnerable. So I didn't come for 9 years. I'm sorry to say, but
Wow.
I didn't come
But
here.
I see your words have come to pass.
But then also about this new disease, yuppies, I had told them about 8 years back. But they didn't take any heed of it. You see.
This is AIDS you're referring to?
No, yuppies. Also AIDS. All these diseases can be cured with surgery. I'll be surprised because you have that power within you to cure it.
All
Even
right.
the AIDS.
Okay. I want to thank Shimataji very, very much for taking the time and her tour throughout the United States to come and visit us and share with the WLIB family. She is going to be tonight, free. It's at 7 p.m. The Terrace on the Park, 52-11 Flushing, Queens. Flushing Meadow Park in Queens. And the number again is area code 718-520-0175. That's 520-0175. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
धीरे धीरे हम अपनी आंखें खोलेंगे और नमन करके हम पूरे हृदय से श्री माँ को धन्यवाद देंगे। आज के इस ध्यान के लिए श्री माँ आपको कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद। और नमन करते हुए नतमस्तक होकर श्री माँ के श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। We will thank Shri Mataji for today's meditation and letting us enjoy the divine bliss. We'll bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji and take bandhan.